Manchester City lose again. And we're going to take a moment to enjoy that because people will say, oh my God, but Man United 13th. Why are you laughing at Manchester City? Because we've not had an opportunity to laugh at Manchester City in a very long time. So we will. But it will only be enjoyable if Liverpool lose to Villa tonight. So come on, Villa. Amorim is here. He starts the job in 2 days. Amorim starting the City downfall. Amad is excited for Amorim and could be a key player under Ruben Amorim. And Darren Fletcher is banned for 3 games, despite VAR admitting they made a mistake. Darren Fletcher is still banned for 3 games for his reaction to VAR making a mistake. We'll talk about that. We'll expose VAR. We'll expose all of that. But you know what? You know me. I like to tweet a bit of analysis on the game, and there was only one real bit of insightful analysis I wanted to provide you on the Manchester City game, and that was City spammed with emoji, laughing emojis. As you can see, proper analysis here on the game, really insightful. 4 losses in a row for Manchester City. We've got to talk about this. I will get into United news. 4 in a row. Ten Hag never lost 4 games in a row. Ten Hag only lost 1 of his last 5 games before he was sacked. Pep has lost 4 in a row. Rodri is out. Has Pep been found out? Phil Foden playing shite. Erling Haaland scored today, but he's nowhere near as clinical as he was. Bernardo Silva looks shite at the moment. Manchester City's defenders have forgotten how to defend. Have City been found out? Because this is 4 in a row. They're not looking good. They were lucky against Wolves. They took them a last-minute winner versus Wolves. Do you know what? They were lucky that Fulham missed about 90% of their chances. They've been getting a lot of luck lately, City. Now, this is Manchester City. Every time Man City have a bit of a wobble, it is near the start of the season. People start to write them off, or they're nowhere near as good. And then they won the treble. People said they don't look as good. At the beginning of last season, people said they don't look as good as Arsenal or Liverpool. When it gets to Christmas time and you need to go on a run, City seem to go on a run and they seem to be unbeaten every year from Christmas till the end of the season and go on this ridiculous run. So we're not going to laugh and act like City are out the title race. Hopefully Liverpool lose today because, and you know, I don't want Liverpool running away with the league this season. But the City downfall, we're going to enjoy it because Erik ten Hag never lost 4 in a row. Never lost 4 in a row. If he did, the media would be slandering him like mad. Now, I don't think that Pep is the problem at Manchester City. I think Rodri's injuries had a massive impact, but I do think they're becoming a bit predictable. They're becoming a bit slow. They've been riding their luck for a bit. The referees have been given them the benefit of the doubt in a lot of games, and I think it's just good. It's just good to see, you know what, they're not this unbeatable City side. We beat them in the FA Cup final. We gave them a good game in the Community Shield. They've not been at their best this season. It's nice because Amorim's coming in and it feels, and I'm saying we're nowhere near City, and I'm not expecting us to finish above City next season, but Amorim coming in, it feels like this new era for United. It's all going off at City. They've got the trial going on, the 115 charges. Pep set to leave at the end of the season. Amorim's coming in for United. And yes, we bring in new managers and we get excited every time and then the new managers flop. But this is the first head coach of United. This is the first new manager we're bringing into Manchester United. Sorry, this is the first head coach we're bringing into Manchester United that's going to be just a head coach, fully backed by Ineos. They're not working with Ed Woodward. They're not working with John Murtough, Richard Arnold doing recruitment. This is the first time as a head coach in. You've got Barada, Dan Ashworth, Wilcox and Vivel making the decisions. This was their appointment. They're going to be handling the recruitment. They're going to be handling the squad. It's not like Arnold and Murtough are going to do the recruitment and bring in bad people. We've finally got, the structure we wanted at United. We said every manager's failed because there's an issue with the structure. We finally got that. So we're in this period where Amorim is coming in, Pep could be going out, and this could maybe be the start of the up for United. It's been down for a while. I feel like it can't get any worse. You never know. Hopefully we beat Leicester tomorrow. I'm laughing at City assuming we're going to beat Leicester tomorrow, so please do. But look, since Man United announced the appointment of Ruben Amorim, City lost 2-1 to Tottenham, 2-1 to Bournemouth, 4-1 to Sporting, and 2-1 to Brighton. And hopefully that streak of City losses continues. But let's talk about Ruben Amorim. Let's talk about Amad Diallo. Let's talk about a few things that can be happening inside United. Now, Amad Diallo is probably one of the most respectful players in the United squad. I don't think he was treated fairly by Ten Hag at all, but he never complained. He never said a bad word about Ten Hag, even in interviews where people are saying, Amad, you should be playing more. Everyone feels you should be playing more. He never took a dig at the manager. He never said he should be playing more. Look, it was very obvious that Amad was not happy. that he was on the bench for, 4 or 5 games in a row, wasn't getting minutes. Anthony was coming off because he had good games versus Southampton and a few games for United, and he would be thrown on the bench for Forson, thrown on the bench for Anthony. When Amad would perform well, have one bad game, he sees the bench for a month. Everyone else would have multiple bad games, they wouldn't see the bench for a month like Amad. He was treated differently. And I think Amad is really excited at the possibility of a new manager coming in, because it is felt that Ten Hag didn't really like Amad Diallo. And I'm not saying that Amad is Messi or Vinicius Jr. and the best winger in the world, but Amad Diallo is quality-wise, is better than Anthony. Amad Diallo, quality-wise, could be our best winger on his day. I think Rashford on his day is good, but he's been out of form. Garnacho, I think, is a good player with raw potential. But Amad was sort of played a bit here and then swung to the side. And I don't think Amad Diallo was treated the best by Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag could have utilised him more. But I really respect how professional Amad Diallo was. He didn't complain, kick up a fuss about Ten Hag benching him or anything like that. He just wanted to make a point whenever he played. And today, 2 days ago versus PAOK, he made a point. He put in a fantastic performance, 2 fantastic goals. And he tops that off with, a very respectful interview after the game saying he always wants to play. He's got to work hard. He's got to look forward to the future and proving himself under the new manager. And a new contract for Amad Diallo is not imminent, but United are working on it and the player's very happy at the club. He looked really happy. I think if Ten Hag had stayed, there would have been question marks over him staying at the club if Ten Hag had stayed and Amad still wasn't playing. But I think Amad knows with a new manager coming in, he's probably going to get more minutes. Ruud van Nistelrooy is happy to give him minutes. It's also said that Ruben Amorim loves working with young players, and Amad is looking forward to that. He can't wait. I think Ruben Amorim, sometimes using his wingers as 10s and second strikers and quite narrow, really suits the profile of player Amad is. And I think Amad will do well under Amorim. But I want to talk about this because I think Kane makes a really good point here. Darren Fletcher has been handed a 3-match touchline ban following misconduct versus Brentford. United are hoping to reduce this through an appeal, said Simon Peach. So Darren Fletcher's handed a 3-man touchline ban following misconduct versus Brentford. But let's be honest, some of the decisions that have been going against Manchester United are an absolute joke. He was annoyed at the decision versus West Ham, which basically got Ten Hag sacked as well. And PGMO admits that it's a mistake. There's been so many decisions against United this season which have been an absolute joke. But we complain about it, we get fined. I think the referees need to take more responsibility. And if they make a bad decision, VAR should be there to overturn it, not make more bad decisions. But unfortunately, that's what they're doing. Apparently, Thomas Tuchel could have gone to United. Apparently, according to an agent, everything was prepared. The deal was virtually dry and closed. And people are questioning why he didn't go to United, because everything was done for him to go to United. He's chosen to go for England. And then now I want to talk about a United versus Leicester match and preview to the game, what my starting 11 is. So as you can see on my notes, I said that obviously for me, Amad and Agate are must starters in this game. The reason Amad's a must starter is because he was man of the match last game. He brings creativity. If you look at all the stats and the metrics, he is United's number 1 chance creator, most creative player. We're lacking creativity. He brings a different dynamic to the right. He was the best player in the last game. He needs to play. Now, Agate, I don't think has been like 10 out of 10 amazing, but I feel that Agate's legs are really important, particularly in this kind of game. I think Agate's ground coverage would get the best out of Eriksen. It'd get the best out of Casemiro. Now, I'm going to just go Agate and Casemiro because that's worked quite well with Bruno as my midfield 3. But I could understand if you played Agate and Eriksen and put Casemiro on the bench. I think he might play Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno and put Agate on the bench. But I do think it's a bit unfair to put Agate on the bench because I felt that when Agate came off versus PAOK, we didn't have the legs in midfield and we didn't look as good because we didn't have the legs in midfield. I felt we dropped off a bit. I think Højlund will start over Xerxes. I know Højlund did not have the best game, but I do think he's the more clinical of the two. And believe it or not, I think we could see Rashford start over Garnacho. Rashford was on the bench last game. I think we could see him start. They like to rotate wingers, keep them fresh. Garnacho has been notably better off the bench, hasn't had his best games recently. I think we'll see Rashford over Garnacho. I actually prefer Mazraoui on the left because I think he's more two-footed, but I think Mazraoui and Amad, when they play together, have a really, really good connection. So we'll put Mazraoui on the right and Diallo on the left, but I'm more than happy for it to be the other way around. It's just that I do think Mazraoui has a really good connection with Amad Diallo, and then we're going to play De Ligt and Leicester as the centre-backs, and that would be my Manchester United team going into the match. We've got Eriksen and Garnacho to come off the bench and make an impact. That's the team I'd like to see versus Leicester. Guys, do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What's your predicted lineup? What lineup would you like to see? How are you feeling ahead of the Leicester game as well? I think we should win that game, but you never know with United, do we? Thank you for watching. Bye.